In this video, I will show how to do cohort analysis for e-commerce brand. The same process we use to increase the customer lifetime value of multiple brands by 10 to 30%. For a D2C brand, cohort analysis can help you with high customer retention, increased average order value, low cost per acquisition, and efficient inventory management. I will discuss what's the cohort analysis, how to do it without any paid tool using Shopify and Google Analytics only. More importantly, how you can get the 5 insights you can implement today. And by the end of the video, you will be able to tell when your customer will buy from you next. Is there any seasonality to repeat purchases? Or how long does a customer stay with your brand? Hi, I'm Rahi Jain. I help e-commerce brands achieve profitable growth at scale. I have worked with 50 plus brands and helped them generate 34 million in email revenue, double their average order value, and increase their customer lifetime value by 10 to 30%. Let's get started. So what's a cohort analysis? So cohort analysis is a statistical technique for identifying customer shopping behavior. It divides the customer base into groups or cohorts and analyze their behavior over time. So in simple terms, we group customer on shared characteristic and then we analyze them. But that's the same as definition of the segments, because segments is also group of people defined on a same characteristic. But the keyword is behavior over time. So segments is basically also the shared people or like group of people over a shared characteristic. So your top buyers customers, or like segment of your repeat customers, or segment of your VIP audience, or segment of your like common segments can be like age based segments, or like a demographic, or like city based segments. So segments is also the same, but the point is that segment versus cohort becomes that segment you are looking at a segment collectively, so there is no time difference over there. In cohort there is a basically time period and you bundle them up, you segregate them, and then you analyze their behavior over time. So that becomes a main differentiating factor. So in sense it becomes more like you finalize 100 people and you just monitor those 100 people over time. Common cohort groups include your acquisition date, your campaign type, your discounts used, or marketing channels, or product purchase. So cohort, you will look something like this, like your typical cohort will have the dates, order revenue, and then the this part. In simple terms, we group customer on their month of acquisition, then we analyze their buying patterns month by month. So what we can do is also on the campaign type, your discount used, marketing channels, product purchased. The main goal is to look at their behavior over time. So now the question comes is where to find the cohort analysis report. So there are a number of tools offering free cohort analysis. You can have a look into your Shopify or Google Analytics to find your cohort analysis report. So in GA4, you have to go to reports. You have to go to Explore. Explore, they have a cohort analysis report, and in cohort analysis report, you can have this as a view. So this is a cohort analysis of people in the terms of like all users and what's their buying behavior, repeat purchase. So this brand is more like a first time buyer account, or like this product is not that much repeatable. The second option is to look at into Shopify. So in Shopify, you go into reports. In reports, you look at the customer cohort analysis. And in customer cohort analysis, this is the customer cohort analysis where you can have the retention rate as per the like customer number. So this is like you can change the metric over here. So it can be like net sales, it can be like total sales, it can be this thing. So this is basically a breakup, but you go into cohort analysis report in analytics report, and over there you will be able to see like in last 12 months, I've kept last 12 months, and in last 12 months you can see what kind of numbers, what kind of metrics are there. So in this video, we will focus on Shopify cohort analysis, but the same learning can be applied anywhere. So now once you are in the report, let's draw some insights. But first, how will you read this chart? So there are like 3 ways to do it. One is you can read it horizontally. So what we call is horizontal data. Second is you can read it vertically. So you can read it vertically. And third is you can read it diagonally. So all 3 have their own different insights. So now coming down to horizontally. So horizontally, what we can get is what customer buying pattern month on month, what's the revenue bringing in on month, and average order count, average count of orders month on month. So that's basically like you start over here, the first order, and 0 is the same month. So sometimes some people, customer might buy within the same month, but it's typically that the number will remain more or less the same for the first month. But there might be some users who placed an order on the first week of the month and then placed an order on the last week of the month. So they will be counted under month 0. So month 0 will be there, but you start with this month 0, then month 1, month 2, month 3. And what you can see is like the customer, for the first order, he placed like $81. So this is the beauty of this thing, like cohort analysis, and it tells you like the value of power of customer lifetime value. And the customer who bought like for only $80, who was worth only $80 in the first month, eventually in a year he has spent like $128 with the brand, and that's like a 50% bump on your regular revenue and what you acquired or what you like got it on the first month, and after 12 months it's like worth 50% more. And that's the power of customer lifetime value. So now coming into the picture is that once you look at horizontal data, so horizontally what you are able to see is that 128, 81 is the first month. So first month and 0 month. So month 0 is like the first order is 81, and month 0 is also like because customer might buy within 30 days also. So very few people, but there are people who typically might place an order after 20 days of purchase. So 85, you are seeing the bump over here, then first month, second month, third month, fourth month, and the number is increasing, and then it's subsidizing. So that's how we look at for month on month analysis. So you can change the metric, but the idea is that once you look at horizontal data, so you look at the first number, the second, the third, and you can see what the same user, like it's not we are changing the user, it's not there is any additional marketing being done, or is there any other information coming into. So you lock on those users, like 100 users supposedly, and you take that 100 user and you just analyze their order behavior month on month. So that's the whole idea. And they started with 80, 85, 90, and then it's goes on. And similarly, like month on month, for August, you can have a look. What you can see is that is your customer worth more in October, or the acquisition done in like May was worth more, or this. So what you can look at is like what's their behavior month on month. And in the terms of answering this question, like if April customer, so this is not like 12 months not been completed, but once the 12 months get completed, then you can analyze that 128 versus 119, or even like a Feb versus Jan. So Jan is complete. So what you can say is like Jan customer, the acquisition done in Feb was worth way more than acquisition done in March. Maybe something you did in Feb which was more actionable or which was more helpful. So you play on that data, like the Fab numbers, or if you have done something special, or there is some kind of a second month bump. Let's see the second month bump. So this is like a 94, and what we are able to see, this is like mostly 94 is the highest. So Fab is the highest. But if you look at over here, like a month 3 in April, so this audience performed like month 3 or April is also quite high. So this audience is performing like consistently, or like at least performing better than March audience, or what you acquired in March. So this is like a month by month comparison. So it helps you to get a picture that what when the customer is buying more. So second part which comes into this is your retention rate. So month on month retention rate. So horizontal can also tell you about month on month retention rate, that what's the retention rate you got month on month. So month 0, it was like 4% people bought back again. The month 2, 7%, month 1, 7%, then 3, this. So what you are seeing is like most people buy after 1 month or like 30 days of the purchase, but some people are going this, and you are seeing like till 6 months. I would say this brand is seeing like a strong retention. So what I would put or like plan my post-purchase journey will be around 6 months. After 6 months, I will go into the lapsed audience, but they are getting like a significant repeat purchase after 6 months. So that's like you can have a look at the retention rate, and you can figure out that what kind of number you are getting after 6 months. Second way is to read vertically. So vertically, what you can find out is like month on month. So month on month or month over month acquisition cohorts. Is there any month which strategy worked best for the brand? Or what's the typical retention rate in the second month of the purchase? So basically in this we look at the month, and we try to analyze that what kind of retention rate we are getting after for the first month. So first month is working better with second month or third month, or like a fourth month. So that's like the analysis which is done on the vertical level. It also depends what kind of insights or what kind of business data you are looking at. But month on month vertically will tell you that which month is better than the other month. Second, which month have a more like a similarity, like month 1 has more similar strong retention compared to like month 6. Sometimes there is a seasonality in play, so you will see that the product will have a strong retention in the second month, but in the fourth month and then there will be like a dull period in the second and third, and then in the fourth month there will be high retention. So those kind of patterns can also emerge in the cohort analysis. What you can also find is like any month in which dips are the most. Like over here, the month 5 is like dipping, and then there is a spike over there. So third one is diagonal analysis, and diagonal is basically when you look at your retention or like your retention rate across the month, and that's typically is helpful for seasonality impact. So season like Black Friday or summer months, or like if your product is very much used in the summer, like a sunglass or something like that, or it's a winter heavy product like a fire or like a blanket or something like that. So you can see that even if you acquired someone in like supposedly for summer based campaign, so even if you acquired someone in November, you will definitely see a spike in a month of March or April. And similarly, like this number is showing a spike in Black Friday. So November was there like for Black Friday, so November it was fine, but if you look, so typically second month retention is not that great, but due to Black Friday, October retention for first month spiked up, and similarly for second month for September spiked up, and it's not the same for rest of the months, but because it was like Black Friday, so the numbers spiked up over here, and similarly over here, similarly this. So this is not a typical behavior, but due to Black Friday, every month is getting a bump on October. So if someone acquired in May, so for them the 6 months will be October. In 6 months, month 6, we are getting a bump. And similarly, if someone is acquired in this, so Feb, so we are getting a bump, and which is like a common behavior, but it helps you get a seasonality. And this is more helpful for brands where there is a summer seasonality, or there is some kind of a special TV promotion you did, or you ran some kind of a like influencer tie-up or something. So you will see a bump in your numbers, and that's like the benefit of seasonality or like any special initiative, that if it's able to reactivate your previous customers, then there is average order value. So you can look at like average order value pattern month on month. So there is a average order value which is like the first month order value and the last month average order value. And if you are seeing like any few months where the customer is buying more, so typically if you look at 82 and then the average order value dies down, but in the middle of the months, like month 2, month 3, month 4, and I think this brand is more summer heavy. They make like fitness apparel for women, like yoga shorts and all those things. So I think they are getting a bump in summer period. So that's why the Fab retention is too good, but average order value is also too good. But typically you can see that what kind of average order value, and that's also like the whole argument that the repeat customers buy more, or like buy for heavy costlier items, as they like the second purchase average order value will be always higher than the first purchase average order value, because there is a trust and there is a like a social proof angle, and customer like the product. So the first might be the trial, but for the second product the customer average order value tend to go high like with every subsequent purchase. So there is some study in HBR or some that every subsequent purchase the average order value keep on increasing, because the trust is building up, and also customer is like confident in placing more like bigger orders on the website. And similarly you can see the customers, that you got these many customers, but like these customer repeated their purchase in the month. So 1034 was the overall customers, and that number will remain the same. But on month 0, like the same month, when they got, so 42 people bought again, then 72, then 38, then 44. So you can get this kind of insights from customers number. But this is basically that how the customers have been increasing month on month. And second is like your total sales. So total sales is also you can have a look at the first month and eventually. So what we saw in the average order, average amount spent per customer, that in this the first month acquisition was like for 80, but that customer has that customer base has got like $50, 50,000 more into the account in next 12 months. So that's the power of retention, that the first month was 80,000, but in subsequent 6 months, I think the main retention is happening within 6 months. So in 6 months, you are able to add 50K on the same customer. And that's a very strong, not very strong, but that's a good indicator of retention. And 50K is strong, a 50% retention, I would say strong without subscription. So if you are able to get more than 50%, then there is a subscription angle, but or you have a membership or a subscription. So those companies typically have 80 to 70 to 80% kind of retention rate. But for a typical product, e-commerce, single category, it's very tough to get more than 30 to 40. Rest in this, you can have a look at the amount spent, you can average order value, gross sales, net sales, number of customer, total sales. But I think these 3-4 charts retention rate, average amount, average order value, amount spent by per customer, and net sales, and number of customer will remain the same. But so those will get you a better understanding of your retention curves. What we can do is we can break up customer lifetime value using channels also. And in the channels, if we have marketing channel is Google, then you can see that the customer lifetime value is around 100, 110. But if we change the first purchase channel to Klaviyo, or then the numbers is getting even higher for some months, but not consistent because the volume may be low. And mostly it comes down to Instagram audience. So Instagram audience will have a different customer lifetime value compared to your Klaviyo or direct audience, and direct will always be higher because direct is the customer has more trust for the brand. So there is a angle to break it up on the product level. So you can have it on the product that if you have limited catalog, so you can have run the report if the product name is this thing. So what we can look at is that if someone is buying this, so what's their buying behavior month on month, and if someone is buying something else, so you can do this analysis on the product range or channel type. So product is also very powerful if you have a bestseller product. So you can focus your energy on the bestseller, and you can see that if someone buying this bestseller, or maybe on the category level. So if someone is coming from you suppose you are a store selling apparel, a fashion brand where you are selling sandals also and t-shirts also. So you can see that if someone is buying the sandal as their first order, what their repeat purchase rate, and what's if there's someone is buying a t-shirt, what's their repeat purchase rate. Now takeaway from cohort analysis. Number one is the seasonality. So any seasonality in the time of purchase. Are we getting more repeat purchase in a particular month? So we discussed that. Then there is a repeat purchase frequency. So in repeat purchase frequency is what's their repeat purchase frequency, how frequently they are buying. Are we getting more repeat purchase after a certain time frame? So sometimes there is a spike after 3 to 6 months. There is a dull period on 4th or 5th month, and then there is a sudden spike in 6th. Or in supplements, what we have seen is after 45 days, there tend to be a spike. 2 months, it tells where we have spikes in the retention rate. Third is retention rate. You might able to find that what customers who made their first purchase during the holiday season are more likely to return than those who made their first purchase during a different time of the year. So those are what you can see on the month-on-month analysis in retention rate. Next is lifetime value. So you might able to find the customer who made their first purchase through specific marketing channels and have a higher lifetime value than those who come through other customer channels. So it's basically that the customer who is going from one channel might have a high customer lifetime value. And what we have seen is referral audience or affiliate audience or even an organic audience tend to have a high customer retention rate. Now comes down to the limitation of cohort analysis. So cohort analysis is basically the fundamental issue is the delayed feedback, because the cohort analysis takes time to get formulated, and it takes 6 months minimum to get a decent cohort data to be analyzed, and you might need to wait for a month or for a year to get a proper analysis. So that becomes tough for new brands. For old brands or even if you are in business for last 2 months, you can have a look. But if you are changing too much around there, you are changing the product range or you are changing the channels, then the numbers will not lead to any like a consistent analysis, but that's the main limitation I've seen with cohort analysis, that it's a slow feedback loop. And if you make any changes to the cohort also, like if you make any change to the cohort also, then also you have to wait for another 6 months or 3 months to see their performance. So that becomes like cohort becomes a broad strategy, or like a monthly or quarterly or like a yearly or quarterly strategy. It's not on the monthly or weekly level. So, and that's the strategies are not for meant for monthly or weekly level, but still that's the problem, not problem, but like that's the limitation. What kind of insights the cohort analysis can give? I don't think there are multiple analysis which can lead to the similar insights or similar quality of insights, because it looks at a broad picture, it's look at the long range, so the insights tend to be very fundamental to the business. So after looking at cohort analysis, you can tell like mostly like lot about the business, which is very tough to by looking at the single month data. And mainly from retention perspective, this is a gold mine, and then it comes down to strategy in segmentation or like in automations or anything. But cohort will tell you everything you need to know about customer retention. Thank you for watching till now, and if you enjoyed or like got any value from this video, please like and subscribe. These kind of video take a lot of time, and I really want to help brands to get more profitable, to increase their customer lifetime value, to work on retention, and eventually take care of their customers, because the brands who take care of the customer create a happy experience for the customers, and it's also happy experience for their employees, your team members. It's a positive vibe in the world. So if you work on your retention, you create a better experience for everyone involved. So that's the North Star, and the goal of these videos to make the retention profitable, and how you get to that point where your brand is profitable, your store is profitable, and you are making more money. So please like and subscribe for more such videos. Thank you.